Okay, this is your Frontier opening bell. Is the fourth business and markets day of the current week in the month of May. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. The Nigerian market, if you start from the top of the table, the Nigerian market was flattish Wednesday. There's a bit of an interplay of both gainers and losers on the market. We just market just sitting pat for that. We'll see how things moved on today after those declines that we saw earlier in the week. Yesterday, the central bank conducted its weekly treasury bills auction, selling hundreds of billions of naira into the market. Yields remain flattish, as it were. The BRVM was 0.63% better on the composite. Today is the second and the final day of the BRVM's event, the GSE in South Africa. The Egyptian market started the week on Tuesday with with about 3% in the green, then flipped that over into the negative territory, 1.67% on Wednesday. The Nairobi stock market came back very strongly, 1.14%, now taking the NSE All-Share Index to 105.1. Then the GSE in South Africa crossed the 77,000 on the All-Share Index by 0.32%. That's just a quick run through of the markets across the continent. But let's just move it on because we're in Nairobi, Kenya, where a number of big events taking place, including the conference on Africa's food and agriculture. You've got a whole lot, including the All Africa Media Leaders Leadership Summit, which formally starts today. The head of the EFDB, Dr. Kumi Additional, is making a statement on AFC, on intra-Africa trade, on AFCFTA. The role of the EFDB Bank is speaking to a room where you have other leaders on the continent, represented from countries such as Mauritania, Zambia, a couple of others, and the role that the media really needs to play, intentionally talking about the economic growth and resilience of the African continent. But again, let's just get into the wider picture, because Standard Chartered of Uganda has been awarded the best performing primary market maker by the Bank of Uganda, that's the central bank, while Lipton Tea and Infusion says he's selling these finer tea plantations in Kenya, in Tanzania, as well as Rwanda. And Diamond Trust Bank in Kenya says he's looking for a new CEO because the current CEO, Nassim Devji, has been reassigned within the banking group, as it were. And the 7th East African Finance Summit is holding in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, from today, the 9th of May, till tomorrow, Friday. Those 2 days event will focus on the regional financial markets within the region. It's been hosted by the new Ethiopian Securities Exchange. Let me walk you through the West African market, with Shell Nigeria is reporting that it pays $1.09 billion in tax and royalties to the Nigerian government for the full year 2023, while the country is reporting PENCOM, that's the pension industry operator, says total contributors in Nigeria is about 10.28 million for the full year for the first quarter of this year, which is much bigger than the first quarter of last year. Yields, as I said at the start, were flattish on Wednesday at the Nigeria Central Bank weekly auction. Subscription, however, remained very highly elevated. The Ghana Stock Exchange has breached 80 billion cedis in total market value, and that's reporting from last month, April, while Zenith Bank in Ghana is reporting the first quarter profit up by 41%. The parent company in Nigeria reported even so much bigger first quarter profit as well within the Nigeria space. And we've seen the conclusion of the second day OPEC 165th meeting of the Board of Governors being held in Vienna, Austria. Those are your headlines from West Africa. But if you widen the scope and go to Southern Africa, and you can just tap a few headlines with the electricity crisis in South Africa taking a new turn, according to the electricity ministers, because the infrastructure for power across the municipals are failing. So despite the fact that the country is generating more steady power supply, they can't get it down to the people because the infrastructure, the transmission and other electricity assets are not up to speed in terms of the level of those infrastructures. The ARC, the African Risk Capacity Group, is leading the conversation in Johannesburg over the last 2 days in terms of climate adaptation implementation, and the payout by the ARC to African countries so far is about $60 million US. More needs to be done when you look at the flooding in Kenya, in Tanzania, and a few other African countries, and the droughts halting countries in Southern Africa, in particular Zambia, Zimbabwe, and part of South Africa. And the GSE listed Spar Group says is doing a secondary listing on A2X. That will bring this big chain store onto another exchange, which says to make it easier for shareholders or retail investors to access the shares of the company. Spar Group has its primary listing on the GSE, by the way. Now you got Musk. Elon Musk, Starlink is touching down in Botswana. Is having talks. The executives of the company are having talks with Botswana president on how to onboard Starlink services in Botswana in Southern Africa. Zimbabwe is looking to produce 77% less food this year. Maize production will be down by about 72% because of drought. That's no good news for Africa's food basket. I'm wrapping it up in North Africa. As always, Credit Agricole and Gafi says they've got a collaboration track FDI, foreign direct investments into the biggest economy north of the continent, while foreign investment is fueling growth in Egypt's real estate sector. A Chinese company, Hailing, is looking to open a new plant in Morocco, while the North African economy and Pakistan are collaborating on trade via direct flights between the Middle East country and North Africa. And finally, growth forecast for Morocco for the second quarter, the second month of the second quarter, is expected at about 2.7%. And those are your headlines for this Thursday, the 9th of May. I am Bolson Amafaye. Have a great day, everyone, and see you back soon tomorrow on Frontier Opening Bell. Bye for now.